Hey, it's Dan, and I am here with something different today. A couple of weeks ago, I was on Amazon. I was just kind of browsing around Amazon, AliExpress, eBay, looking for something that was different. I saw so many kits that were the same, so many starter kits that were basically the same thing, just mixed up, swap out a sensor here or there, maybe switch an Arduino Uno for a Mega or something. And I wanted to know what was different. And I was looking for different things for the Facebook group, looking for different things for my students, and just wanted to see what was out there. And I came across this product, and during my time looking at it, I decided to reach out to the people at Coding Array. And I've talked to a good bit of companies in my life, and this is one of the absolute most generous companies I've ever dealt with. And in fact, they are going to be sponsoring some contests and have agreed to give away some of these things to some students and all that. Like, went just way above and beyond. And so but on the other hand, they did ask me to give my honest opinion of the kit. And so I have not looked at the kit. I have not held the kit in my hand until now. And so let's take a look. Let's see what it is. So we're going to open it up. And okay, so we have this little card up here telling you what's in the kit. And a little book here telling you a starter guide, how to get started, a little QR code for some more information. Basic hookup guide, basic way to download the Arduino IDE. There's a servo, some wires. I can already tell, like one thing I can tell with these wires is they're not just a bunch of individual single header pins. They're set up with, actually they have little clips on them, which is even better, so you're not going to mess up what direction these things get plugged in. So that is very cool. A different USB cable. This does not have the standard blue USB cable. Love it. And a servo, sorry. Now, this is what we all came here for. This board, we're going to unpack it here. Wow. Okay, so let's get all this stuff out of the way to give you some good contrast. This is upside down, and right off the bat, I can see that it is attached to a piece of acrylic that still has some paper on there to prevent scratches and things like that. This board has a bunch of things that are already connected, and what's neat about this, and maybe I'll cut to a video showing you this, but these things can be used in their pre-wired state, or once you're done using this as a kit, you can actually use, there's a tool in here somewhere. Yeah, see this tap cutter thing here? This thing right there? You can break that out and use that to break the rest of these sensors out. And so we have a slider. Oh, it's cool. It's broken down into, this says analog wing, so you can see that the things over here are analog, things over here are digital. That's pretty sweet. So we have this slider potentiometer. There's a Hall effect sensor, a photoresistor, thermistor, a microphone, a flame module. Oh, this is cool. So I'm sure you could hook this thing up to Wi-Fi with like an ESP8266 and stuff. So there's a, that looks like a logic level converter. Yeah, bidirectional logic level converter, so you can switch between 5 volt and 3.3 volt things. So this is the Uno board, which is basically in here. And what it looks like is that these things are all pre-wired, like I said. So in other words, you don't need to use jumper wires to use them as they are. But if you want to use these headers, they have these dip switches over here that you can flip and basically disconnect these sensors and hook your own sensors up directly to the pin header. So that's pretty sweet. And speaking of pin headers, there's more of them right here where you can kind of daisy chain things right there. You have your standard I2C 16 by 2 display, 16 characters, 2 lines long. You've got a red LED, DHT11. What's this? This is an RGB LED, and that looks like a buzzer and a capacitive touch sensor and a little clicky button and your what do they call it? The ultrasonic distance measurer. And then let's see what this is down here. So we've got signal 5 volt ground servo motor. Okay, so you can take that servo and put it in here, and I'm guessing make little fans and things like that. So initial impressions, everything feels good. Like looking at it, it feels like a nice board. They didn't have to assemble this. They could have delivered it with this stuff just in a bunch of pieces, and you could screw in these little nylon screws yourself. But they took the time to make it something that you could basically use it out of the box. Now, I'm going to give my honest opinion. I haven't tried the software, and I'll do that in another video, but I just wanted to show you that this thing exists. It's really cool that there are people out there who design this kind of stuff, and they take the time to do something different. You know, they don't just throw a bunch of parts in a box and tell you to hope for the best. Something like this is got some thought put in it. So anyway, this is the coding array, and I'm super excited. I'm going to do a couple of videos about it and just share my impressions of it, and I'm going to make sure that at least 4 of these things get given away. And that's thanks to the generosity of the people at Coding Array, who are not making me say any of this stuff, but I just think they're awesome people in dealing with them so far. Now, the one thing we got to figure out is, can they code?